checking audio, checking video. I'm excited about today. I'm excited to have you here. Let's try to keep Cat out.
She's downstairs.
Okay. Yeah.
Hold on. I need to Venmo.
All right. I'm excited. Everything seems to look like it's streaming well. It's going well. Yeah, everything looks solid. I'm excited about today's stream. Yep. Nice solid mic signal. Nice solid upstream going well. We'll be getting going here in just a second because what we're going to be talking about today is how to break through on Amazon in 24 hours. When we go live, that's what we'll be talking about. I'm excited about this. Thanks for joining. Thanks for checking this out. How to go live, how to break. I'm excited about this, how to break through on Amazon in 24 hours. It's going to be a great, great, great time together. Looks like everything is streaming well. Yeah. We're going to be covering how to break through on Amazon in 24 hours. About to start at the top of the hour. I'm excited about this. Hopefully you are too. Excited about this. How to break through on Amazon in 24 hours. Had some major successes with this. It's going to be exciting. 2 minutes until we start. Two minutes until we go live. How to break through on Amazon in 24 hours. Going live at the top of the hour, how to break through on Amazon in 24 hours. Excited about this. Oh, this is good. How to break through on Amazon in 24 hours. Super excited to do this. Excited to see you all. All right, we're about a minute out. Seeing all the platforms look like they're live. That's pretty exciting. YouTube, love to see you out there. Yes. Love to see you out there on YouTube. Looks like we're good on all those platforms. Twitter too. Yep, looks good. Everything is showing well. All right. Getting ready to go live here. Excited about this because I'm going to break down how to break through on Amazon in 24 hours. But look, before I kind of get into this topic, I actually want to show you something that I'm kind of think will be interesting to you. I'm going to show you this listing right here. And on this listing, I'm going to show you a one hidden spot that you can use to boost your sales. And it's hidden somewhere on this listing that I'm going to show you during our training today. And I'm wondering if you can spot it. So I'm kind of going top to bottom. By this point, you've already seen it. Hopefully you spotted it. I'll go back up through one more time and see if you have seen it. If you've caught the one spot that will help you break through on Amazon. And let me say this, no, it is not the A+ content. Everyone seems to get, that's the brand story there, but everyone thinks it's the A+ content. Did you see the one spot that you can use to boost your sales in 24 hours? I already showed it all, but I am going to reveal that a little bit later. And I'm going to actually show you some more around the listing that I kind of just scrolled past that you can use to break through on Amazon in just 24 hours, even from now, if you got started. And I know it's a bold promise, but look, honestly, most sellers, when it comes to Amazon, they end up blaming their competition. Hey, they end up blaming a lot of things, ads, competition, or reviews for why things are not going good on Amazon. But listen, it's really none of these things. Those things aren't the killers that everyone thinks they are when it comes to selling on Amazon. The real reason is something so sneaky and so hidden that it quietly buries 8 out of 10 launches before they even start, before they even have a chance to get going on Amazon. But once you see the solution, you'll know how to flip launches or sales into momentum easily and quickly. And so I'm Sean Farrington, founder of Ecom Optimization. After helping brands push past $100 million in Amazon sales, I've seen the same silent launch killers again and again. And maybe you're at this point where you pour months into preparing your Amazon launch or getting your product onto Amazon, only to watch everything stall on week one. No rank, no traction, no momentum. But here's the kicker. It's not your bids, it's not your ad budgets, it's not your targeting, it's something far sneakier and hidden from plain view. However, if you fix this one thing on Amazon, your launch can go from flatline to flywheel. Because here's the brutal truth that most people don't realize is that Amazon launches don't fail because of traffic problems. They fail because of attention problems, but in very specific ways. And there are 3 kinds of attention that we must win on Amazon's crowded marketplace, or we'll be dead in the water. And look, our eye tracking studies showed us that shoppers decide in less than 2 seconds if you're worth clicking or you're just worth ignoring. And that means if your main image doesn't grab attention instantly, in less than 1.4 seconds to be exact, Amazon just buries you. It's kind of like going up and signing up for a NASCAR race with a tricycle. I mean, technically, you're in the race, but no one is going to be betting on you. Look, your launch lives or dies by your main image. I know that's a bold statement, but if you can win here, momentum starts rolling before ads even kick in. So here's the challenge for you. Go ahead and pull up your listing. Look at your own listing. And then look at that main image and ask yourself, would it stop me? Would it stop you from scrolling? If that's the only thing you were seeing out there in the wild on Amazon, would that image stop me from scrolling? If it won't stop you, then it's not going to stop your buyers either. Think of that main image as your storefront sign. If you had an old school retail, bricks and mortar retail establishment, you put out a sign out front. If it doesn't stop the pedestrian traffic going by, no one is coming in. And that's precisely what was happening to Antonio. He was stuck at 10 units a day in sales and he was bleeding on his ad spend. But one image swap later and his click-through rate, his CTR, doubled overnight. And sales shot up to 40 to 55 units per day. Just one change. The same budget, the same copy, nothing else was changed. Just a hero image that finally earned the click. And I'm going to show you the before and after so you can see exactly what flipped that switch. But first, let me speak to why this matters. And it matters no matter where you are in your Amazon journey currently. If you're just starting out and feeling overwhelmed by all the tools and all the tactics, go ahead and relax. You don't need 10 different pieces of software. You just need one image that really earns the click, that kind of does its job. That's it, really. It can all start with something that simple. And think of that first image as like a domino. Once it tips, everything else kind of follows along. So if you're an expert who's poured your heart into making the best product in your category, understand this. Amazon shoppers will never know how good or how awesome and incredibly magnificent your product is unless your main image proves it in under 2 seconds. And yes, Amazon image rules say white backgrounds only, but that doesn't tie our hands. Inside of those stringent Amazon rules, you can still create an image that shouts, "This is the one." And I'm going to show you specifically how that can be done and break it all down for you. But look, if you've been burned before by spending too much money on Amazon ads, or watched your Amazon ad budget drain and felt stuck. Here's the good news. Fixing your image isn't another gamble. It's actually the cheapest and fastest way to boost your click-through rate and get attention before you even touch your advertising. Or if you're jumping into Amazon from some other platform, retail, another channel, and you've never done anything like that before, but you understand the basics of retail, you wouldn't set up shop without putting a sign out front, would you? Why? Because that sign stops traffic. And on Amazon, your main image is your storefront sign. Or better yet, it's more like your billboard on that crazy superhighway that is Amazon. If you ignore this image, no one's coming in. Because at the end of the day, the worst launch isn't the one with bad reviews. It's the one that no one ever sees. Let me show you this. I think people get confused a lot of time with Amazon, but really the rules on Amazon are the same as they are out in the wild. The rules of marketing don't magically change when you launch on Amazon. On Amazon, money follows attention. Them's the laws of the universe, right? That means that your product can't sell itself. Attention sells it first. And momentum, it all starts with a single image. Now, let me show you why this matters so much. I'm going to show you actual images. These are actual images that are live on Amazon right now. So this one I call the circle because I don't know what it is. Maybe you do, but it doesn't tell me anything. It's just literally the product on the page. And I see this way too often out there in the wilds on Amazon, or like this one. This one I call tossed on a table, right? They tossed it on a table and they took the picture. Yeah, I kind of know what it is. It looks like a pair of plug-in headphones. This one, check this one out. This one I call I don't know Photoshop, right? They don't even know enough about Photoshop to go, oh, hey, I ought to probably, eliminate that nasty grayish background and make the image pop just a little bit more. Matter of fact, they don't even know how to shoot a product, because what I'm seeing right here, if you can kind of look, you can obviously see the background's dingy and brown, but also this is called a condescending shot, meaning the camera is above the product, looking down on the product. And that means that the shopper is looking down on the product. The product is less than important. So just some basics for you here. If you've never done anything like this before, put the camera below or at eye level for the product, usually below. You've seen this in Hollywood before. They slam the camera on the ground for the hero shot. When the hero comes out of the flames and the building explodes behind them and everything, the camera is on the ground. So that means you want to actually have the camera on the ground or lower than this so that the product looks superior, not inferior. So that's just one thing. So this is the I don't know Photoshop. This one is the I do know Photoshop, but that's pretty much all I know. That's what I call this one. I call this one I don't understand resolution. So let's just scale up a small little image until the point that it starts to pixelate and look silly. I call this one the circle or the hockey puck or something like that. What is this? Maybe soap? I don't really know. But imagine a scroll like this of just bland images, one after another. You're just seeing the product placed on to Amazon with the white background, and then suddenly something bold jumps out to you, something that's different. And that difference is the difference between being buried on Amazon and being bought. The battle really does begin right here. So, one of the things I do see a lot with a lot of sellers is that they understand that you have to have this all white Amazon background, but that doesn't mean that you only need to place the product into the shot. You can actually place other things into your main image shot. You're not stuck with that all white background. Other stuff can go into the image, right? Like this with the Pixar shirts for cars. You don't have to be stuck with just the shirts on the main image. You can actually put Lightning McQueen into it to give them a true Pixar Cars experience. And that's what we did. Or if you're doing something with Paw Patrol, same thing. You can make it feel like a Paw Patrol experience by putting Chase, the most beloved character of Paw Patrol, right into that listing. So, and to prove this isn't just theory, Antonio swapped one main image and no copy changes, no new price, no extra ad spend. And overnight, his click-through rate doubled. His sales jumped 400%. And I'm going to pull up that before and after so you can see the kind of changes that we're talking about here. So here's the before shot. A bland, compliance safe photo that looks identical to every other cheap import on Amazon. And then, not surprisingly, Amazon buyers scrolled past that without a second thought. Now, let me be clear. This is actually beyond what was going on in most in the space because it does have some fruit. There's some color, but like the product itself doesn't pop that well. It's tan and bland. So after, what we did is we just layered in the American flag. Now, hopefully you can see that what's going on right there, the before and after, acting in that American flag. Now, why did we do this? Because deep market research showed shoppers were really nervous about cheap foreign wraps that reeked of chemicals and bad odors. And that flag flipped fear into pride and trust and a made for me quality. And more importantly, that new image stopped the thumb scroll and calmed their fears and evoked pride and confidence. And look, like, just to be super clear about what's going on here, you have this image with this image. We can actually notice up in the upper right hand corner, up in this area, right up in here. Watch that as that changes. Well, you can actually put your packaging into your listing. Now, there are actually hundreds of tweaks that you can make to main images. We've got a whole catalog of them that we kind of go through to make changes to things like this. Is just one. So don't feel stuck, but you can actually put your packaging into the image, and then you can put stuff on your packaging because you're allowed to, by Amazon's terms of service, have the packaging in your main image. And you can have anything on your packaging you want. It's part of your packaging. So what happened then? That one tweak snowballed sales from 10 units a day to 40 to 55 without touching Antonio's ads at all. There was no budget change. And within 30 days, that single change snowballed into a 400% lift in daily sales. Now, I want to keep this interactive. So if you're struggling with images right now, or you're saying, hey, Sean, I don't even know if images are my issue. I actually think that Amazon might be out to get me. You're not alone. That's exactly why I created this. It's a free tool called the Amazon Growth Bottleneck Decoder. In under 2 minutes, it'll tell you what's actually holding you back on Amazon, why your sales aren't working, and exactly how to fix it. No fluff, just answers. If that's something that sounds interesting to you, go ahead and type the word fix into the comments, and I'll make sure to get that out to you personally. I'm actually going to go grab that link right now, but if you go ahead and something you want to have, I will be glad to do that. Hi, I see hi out there. Absolutely. Akshay, good to see you. Hi back. Absolutely. So if this seems like something you would like to have, go ahead and type fix into the chat over there. And I am going to go grab that link right now. Decoder. Let's see here. Decoder. And I'm going to go over a little bit of what we've kind of gone over for the latecomers here. I'll grab that for you and make sure that I get that for you so that you can, here you go. All right, here you go. So we're going to put that link over here. This is for the decoder. Thanks for asking for it for that fix. Here you go. All right. So there's your link for that. Thanks for asking for it. I'm going to actually back up just a little bit because I know some of you are coming on, and I encourage you actually, while you're doing this, to go ahead and get your questions together or start posting them now because I'm going to do a Q&A for this topic or any topic you may have about Amazon. At the end, I'll go ahead and make sure that I cover anything that may be confusing to help you out in any way. This is the first time I've gone live on 3 channels at the same time. So maybe a little bit clunky, but I'm here to help in any way that I can. Now, for the late joiners, so far we've covered how Amazon sales don't fail for traffic problems, they fail for attention problems. All right, so I've got that all in the wrong spots over here. Sorry. Whoop, I undid the wrong thing here. Let's pull that back up. Pull Chrome back up. Get on to me here 1 second. I went and did all the silly stuff behind the scenes here and messed up what I was showing you. There we go. Amazon sales don't fail because of traffic problems. See, I told you there would be something with the going live on 3 channels. There had to be something. So there you got to see it all at once. Amazon sales don't fail because of traffic problems. They fail because of attention problems. And then I showed you some unique ways to get attention, specifically with your main images. And if you did everything right that I've kind of been showing you up to this point, you actually have shoppers landing on your listing, which is a yay, congrats for that. But getting that click was kind of like this spark plug. Now you've got the engine running and you've got 5 seconds to keep it from stalling. And this second type of attention is where most sellers lose the sale. And the battle really starts with this image right here. Your shopper lands on your page, they scroll once or twice and think, maybe not, and they bounce. So here's your test. You're going to click on that image on your own listing. That's image number 2, right? And you're going to look at that image. That's the one after the main image. So the main image is this top one over here. The second image, you're going to look at that one after the main image, and you're going to ask yourself, does image number 2 confirm that the shopper made the right choice, or does it feel like filler? If it's filler, you're bleeding on page attention. Look, Amazon notices high bounce rate, and high bounce rates tell the algorithm shoppers just don't care about this product. And then your ranking sinks even before you've had a chance to fight. And where do those bounces go? Straight to your competitors' listings. You just paid for your competitors' traffic. Now, look, this isn't what I was promising you, but let me show you this real quick. So we're back on this listing. This isn't what I promised you, but I'm going to show you. So that thing's still coming up, the number 1 place you can go to turn around your sales today. But do notice right here, all the stuff that Amazon is setting up for this listing to fail. Right here, you've got the listing yourself. So this is the battle we're talking about, the 5-second battle on Amazon we're talking about. Right here, they've got competitor ads right on the listing. They've got more competitor ads right on this listing. They place competitor products in the customers also bought. And if that isn't enough, look at all this other stuff. And the reason they're doing this is because you failed in that first 5-second battle. Most likely, if the buyer does this, it's called scrolling below the fold. There's a high probability, greater than 90%, that sale's lost. So Amazon's just going to start piling it on row after row, image after image, to try and recapture sale for Amazon. They don't care about you. So they're going to basically hand that traffic away to someone else gift wrapped. So every bounce is momentum lost. Amazon's snowball only grows if clickers click and stay. If they leave that snowball kind of melts in your hand like you're trying to juggle ice cubes in the desert, the faster you move, the faster it all drips away. Now think about it. You fought through crowds of ads and rising costs and keyword bloodbaths just to get a click. And then in under 5 seconds, poof, it's all gone. And a bounce isn't just one sale lost. It's like pulling a fire alarm on your own launch. Amazon instantly downgrades your whole listing and you lose the next 100 sales or the next 1,000 sales too. And all because your image stack and your copy felt like factoids and fillers. Now, here's what Amazon shoppers need immediately after they land on the listing. They need a confirmation. They need to be confirmed in those first 5 seconds First, by your images and your bullet heads, and those must whisper, yes, you picked the right product. Amazon shoppers want reassurance that they didn't just waste their time. And then they need emotion. So don't just show the features, show the outcomes. A garlic press isn't just stainless steel, it's the end of sore hands and wasted garlic cloves. They need social proof, social validation, in use shots, or testimonials. Your buyer's brain is screaming at this point. Show me someone who looks like me, who thinks like me, and is happy with this product. Now, I'm going to show you some examples, but think of this kind of like a first date. The main image got you in the door, but if everything else after that is boring, there is no second date. So that's exactly what happened with Randy's barbecue products. Look, Randy crafted premium grilling tools that were drowning on page 7. His old image stack was sterile studio shots. They were clean but soulless. Shoppers saw them and said, it looks like every other gadget. And then what we did is we went in and rebuilt his whole listing and the image stack around desires and fears and juicy steak shots, call outs to poke at fears. And the next day, his BSR leapt from 30,000, which on Amazon is not good at all, to 832. And then it continued to page 1. Sales surged so fast that he actually sold out of his inventory in 24 hours. And that's the difference between filler and grabbing attention. One keeps buyers bouncing away. The other makes them lean in and believe and click that add to cart button. So now here's my challenge for you. Open up your own listing right now and look at that second image right there, that image that's up there on your own listing. And does it scream right choice? Or does it look like stock photos on a catalog page? And if it's the latter, I guarantee you're bleeding attention, because attention is fragile. Your image stack and your copy aren't decoration. They're seatbelts that if you don't lock the buyers in, they're gone and they kill sales. So you want to look at that second image, ask, does it scream the right choice? Or does it look like a stock catalog page? If it's the latter, you are bleeding attention and you need to go switch out that image. Now, just for the late joiners, we covered why most Amazon sellers blame their ads, the competition, or the reviews for Amazon sales failures, but those aren't the killers on Amazon. On Amazon, the real reason is so sneaky that it's hidden, and that quietly buries 8 out of 10 launches before they even start, and that reason is attention. But it's attention in 3 very specific ways. First, we've already covered how critical it is to attract attention via your main image, because it's like your billboard on the Amazon super highway. You've got 1.4 seconds at best to stop that thumb scroll. And that all white background image rule, it can't stop you from getting attention from your main image. You've actually got to do battle and find those people that need to be on your listing, and you need to get their attention. But then once you got them attention that way, you actually need to keep attention. That's what we just went over. Once you get the click from your main image, and it's not so much an image thing as a sales process thing here. And then once you've got that figured out, I'm about to give you the third one, number 3. That's what's coming up. But I also want to say this, that if you're feeling stuck right now on Amazon, if Amazon feels more frustrating than lines at Disney, Or you're saying, yeah, Sean, you're talking about a lot of images and I'm seeing the images and I'm sure images may be the issue, but I'm not 100% sure that's the only issue because Amazon wants to drive me to an early grave. Well, no worries. I got you. That's exactly why I built a free tool called the Amazon Bottleneck Decoder. In under 2 minutes, it'll tell you what's actually holding your sales back on Amazon, exactly how to fix it. No fluff, just answers. If that interests you, go ahead and type the word fix into the comments, and I'll make sure to get that out to you personally. I see some of you typing on different platforms. That's exciting. And look, as I said, I'm going to do a Q&A at the end, helping you with anything that might be a little bit confusing. So go ahead and start getting your questions together or start posting them now because this is the first time that I've ever gone live on 3 channels. So this may be a little bit clunky, but I'm here to help in any way that I can. So I want to make sure that I'm here taking care of you again. So go ahead and get those Q&A questions together. Hopefully you're finding this useful even at this time. And one big thing here is I'm actually about to, so you can type fix in there. Said I'm going to go through the Q&A. I'm actually about to make a switch away from images because we're going to talk a little bit about projecting attention on Amazon, yet not how you're probably thinking. Because if you're all alone doing this and you're swimming already through keyword by keyword bloodbath that is Amazon advertising, you're playing a losing game. Everyone's in there bidding higher, fighting harder, bleeding margin to win for keywords. And the sad truth, Amazon absolutely loves that. It fattens their ads revenue while you fight over scraps. So what we want to do is to avoid that because fighting in the keyword trenches is going to equal failure. Everyone is bleeding and bleeding and bleeding doing that whole thing. So what we've got to do is do a little bit of a momentum shift away from this keyword auction. And what that really does involves is placing your products and have them showing up in places where your competitors never even thought to look. Look, I promised you I would tell you what's going on this page right here. So and I'm wondering if any of you have figured it out yet as I kind of scroll through this. Have any of you figured out that one strategic place for winning on Amazon right now in today's crazy Amazon marketplace as it stand? Have you seen it? All right. If you haven't noticed it yet, it's coming up. I've already passed it once. I'll go back to it. Right down here. So this is the A+ content. So this is above the fold, right? Here's your Amazon listings. Here's your images. And no, it's not those. We already did the one main image. We already talked about all this, but that isn't the one I'm talking about. We already talked about headlines or headlines, bullet heads, which these don't really have any. So that's not doing all that well. So keep scrolling down. Keep scrolling down. It's not this. That's the brand story. That's not what we're talking about. And no, it's not the A+ content. Everyone thinks it's the A+ content. It is not that. I'm going to keep scrolling, and then you're going to notice this right here. Now, first, this is the listings product videos. This is what Amazon allows you as a manufacturer, as a seller on Amazon, to place onto Amazon and have videos on Amazon. But look at this. See this? This is similar brands on Amazon. This is Amazon allowing other sellers, other brands to place videos onto an Amazon listing. And look, there's a blank spot right here, a blank spot right there. Now, imagine that your video suddenly starts playing right here on your competitor's page. If you do that, you just hijacked their shoppers' attention. That's attention your competitors don't even know how to get. Why? Because right now, what I'm seeing on Amazon is this. Right now, because what I'm seeing on Amazon is platforms like TikTok, Instagram, video is killing it. Everyone on those platforms knows how to use video and even how to get sales with video. But on Amazon, video is still being underutilized. I mean, you look right here on this listing, there's still space for a video. It's being underutilized. And so that really gives you a huge advantage that other sellers don't even understand or aren't taking advantage of. I'm telling you right now, because I see this consistently. So think about what happens when your video ad suddenly appears right here on your competitor's product page. It's like hanging your billboard in their front lawn. Their traffic is now your sales. That one video asset can project your brand and your product into all kinds of nooks and crannies on Amazon. And look, I mean, just a space to be on a good listing. Let's go look and see how much traction this thing has. So this gets 3K bought in the past month. So even if it had a really good 10% conversion rate, that's 30,000 people are on this listing. If you place your video here, you have the opportunity to grab some of that traffic. But that's really not the only place on Amazon. I mean, you look right here. These are often located. There's videos often in this place. Matter of fact, if I refresh this, it'd probably be one right there. There's video here. So you have the ability to project out into different places, even in the keyword game. And so lots of people don't realize what's going on this space right now on Amazon. I want to show you this real quick. You probably already know this a little bit. But you can see right here, this top row, this is all sponsored, right? Row number 2, sponsored, 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 sponsored. Row number 2, sponsored, right? Row number 3, we get into our first organic picks. These are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of row of organic. Then what happens? More sponsored. Yep, people are paying to be here. So out of all these rows, this is the first one where we get people getting the ability to fight organically for ad space on Amazon. And then we get down into a little bit more organic, and right away, we aren't even past one. There's one more spot, then sponsored, 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 sponsored. So even in this space where all this is going on, placing video just looks different. I mean, look at this. Immediately you see something that's happening, it's moving, it's different than everything else that is going on out there in the keyword game. So you can place video out here, and oftentimes videos appear up here. This one didn't today, but I happened to be on this listing a little bit earlier. Top one was a video, and it kind of retargeted me because I'm not in an incognito, which is a no-no. As you know, it's a no-no. But what we're seeing right here is video can be placed on here, and it just looks different than anything else. It's got motion, it's attention grabbing, and so you don't have to play the keyword game like everyone else. So this is the keyword game, but you don't have to place them only in your space. You can actually target this other spaces. So you could go look at dog chew toys, place your video there. You could place it onto people's listings. You can actually use product targeted ads to place your video right here on someone else's listing. So this becomes a little bit of a secret weapon for you, especially on Amazon. You can basically hijack your shoppers directly, on their listings and start getting those competitor sales. But you don't have to compete directly. You can place your ads and build up your brand in entirely different categories. So we talked about in dog chew toys or dog training, any place your buyers already hang out. You can even use your video ads to slip into affinity pages. And those are those under radar traffic pools that no one else is touching right now on Amazon. I'm telling you, this is the case. Everyone sort of knows how to compete on TikTok and Instagram, but no one's really doing this with Amazon ads. And when you start doing this, you're actually projecting attention into your competitor's space and beyond. Using video like this is kind of like Amazon handing you stage time in front of shoppers who weren't even searching for you, but who are primed to buy once they see you. However, this has to be done in a very specific way. And it doesn't use normal Amazon advertising, because what I'm seeing right now is that 99% of Amazon sellers are wasting time tweaking bids at 10 a.m., hoping for magic, or fiddling with targeting and day parting their ads, like shaking a broken vending machine, praying for the snacks to fall out. But top Amazon sellers do it differently. Remember, momentum comes from showing up where your competitors never look. And again, yes, video is killing it on TikTok and Instagram, but on Amazon, hardly anyone knows how to use video to get sales, and even fewer know how to manipulate videos to increase reach and steal the attention from the far corners of Amazon. And remember what we said, Amazon is showing up in places that no one even understands. And that's kind of what we're talking about, is showing up in places where there is no competition, where people aren't actually searching. So like this, go back over to here, back to this. This is like down here. This is videos on your competitors' listings. That's how exciting this can be. Now, the crazy logic is that in order to compete in this way, in order to participate in this sort of new flow of how things are working on Amazon right now, you actually have to have a video to show up in cool places like that. So that's pretty much step one, and it's pretty easy step to take. But to really kill it, you've got to do videos a little bit differently. You see, one of the things that happened was recently, I'll just show you something a little bit behind the scenes here, is that we ran the same, back up here. We ran the same ad, the same video twice on advertising. So the same video, but with two slight differences. So the slight differences were the original ad, and then we tweaked one with a new hook at the beginning. That was the only change, a 3-second hook added to the start. And I kind of want to be clear here because I don't think a lot of people understand this. We only added the hook that you're seeing here right now, that quick on. That's it. The rest of the video was 100% identical to the original video. And the result, 500% boost in ad sales, while cost per click dropped 20%. Same budget, same audience, different creative. And that's what really flips invisibility into momentum. So, looking at this and understanding this, how simple this can be, this is where ad creative can really come into play, because most people right now are only focused on the levers. I got to change my targeting. I got to do percentage up or percentage down for pages or top of search, or I change my budget and increase my budget, or I move from auto to exact. Look, everyone is doing those moves. Those are the keyword battles that everyone is doing. This gives you a new lever or new set of levers to pull that no one else is pulling. Just changing that out. Nothing changed on the ads other than just changing that out. So let me ask you, are you kind of still fighting the keyword battle in the trenches? Or are you projecting attention in places that your competitors don't even know how to reach? Like we've been showing you here today. Because today's Amazon keywords alone don't win. Creative does. So go ahead and check yourself. Do you, first of all, have a video ad running right now? If not, you're invisible in the exact spots where momentum is built on Amazon and where breakthrough can happen for you in 24 hours. Look, each one of these, the main image, the image stack, and the creative on your above your page, and the videos can be done in 24 hours. All of them can. We've done it many times. So, and the real payoff comes when you can master all three types of attention. Getting attention, keeping attention, and projecting attention. When you do that, Amazon stops looking like duds and starts feeling like a flywheel, compounding and gaining speed. Instead of bleeding money in that Amazon PPC doom cycle, your listing turns into a powerful magnet, a magnet that pulls in clicks, locks in buyers, and pulls attention for your brand from places your competitors aren't even thinking about on Amazon right now. I know this because it's just painfully obvious when I talk to brands, when I talk to new sellers on Amazon. This is the stuff they're not doing. And once they start doing it, Amazon stops feeling like Las Vegas and starts working a bit more like a compounding flywheel effect. Every click fuels rank, every sale stacks momentum. And the only question left is your creative strong enough to spark that momentum change. Now, I'm going to open this up to Q&A in a second, but first, if you think maybe you're not getting enough attention on Amazon, or Amazon is just frustrating for you right now and you're confused about how to best take your brand onto Amazon in the most efficient way, then I want to make this offer to you. If you have a budget for your brand, reach out. I'll put the link in here somewhere. You can actually find it on my profile. You can grab a time on my schedule and let's just talk. Look, I've been blessed to help hundreds of brands succeed on Amazon. I've also been through all the blunders, so you don't have to. I'll help you design a path through the Amazon jungle, and you can use it and take it. Even if we don't work together, you'll still have that path. Because look, I'm not looking to grow a huge agency. I don't want it, honest. I actually only want to work with those I can work closely with. A handful of brands, 15 in all, and I'm only looking for one new partner at this time. So be my pleasure just to talk. No pressure, no sales pitch. I don't do pitches. I believe that we reap what we sow. So if I can help, I just want to help in any way I can. Anyways, if that seems interesting, reach out. You can find a way on my LinkedIn page, on my YouTube page, on my Twitter page. I'll try and put a link in the replay if I can. And now I'm going to open it up to Q&As, any questions you may have about Amazon, and I'll be glad to handle those. Thank you, Ash K, for joining up. I appreciate that. Hi there. All right. Okay, Amazon image compliance. Yeah. Okay. So Amazon is pushing back on creatives. I get that. That's one of the big things that's sort of happening right now. Some of you, yeah, some of you may be saying, "Hey, I change out my images, and then all of a sudden I get in trouble with Amazon, and my listings are suppressed." It's going to happen. One of the hard things about dealing with Amazon right now is that over the past year and a half, almost 2 years, the amount of time you have to spend on the phone with Amazon seller support has gone up immensely, exponentially. So you still have to push hard on your marketing. That's the bottom line. You got to push hard. You got to be testing in new creatives. Your main images, you got to put tests on them. What we do is we often have backups. We call them safeties that we know will get past all the Amazon reviewers and get to a person. But you'll have to oftentimes be on the phone to get that fixed, or you can put the new image up. And just say, if you got to fight for it, say, hey, listen, this other image is actually completely compliant. You can just go down the reasons why. So there may be some time on the phones. That's one of the things my company, Ecom Optimization, is that we focus on taking all those headaches away, because those are some of the headaches as you push on Amazon, you're just going to have to do them. So either you can be on the phone yourself, or you can have someone else help you with it, which is what we do. Okay, this next one, great question. Amazon PPC. Okay, yeah, about Amazon, because I was talking about ads at the end there. I think one of the things that I'm seeing is amazingly, this is not as important as it seems. I already kind of went over it a little bit. Everyone is making the same moves. They're creating discovery campaigns of some kind and moving those discovered keywords into exact match keywords. The only and the biggest differentiator you have with Amazon ads, the biggest lever that you have, is your creative. What are you doing out there? Look, your main image is actually part of your Amazon ads. Most people don't do that, don't know that. So even if you're starting with only just regular ads and you say, I'm just going to go start running some ads with an auto campaign today, what's going to show up? If you didn't do anything, if you didn't set it up any differently, what's going to show up is your main image. That's going to be the billboard out there for that. So Amazon is one of the biggest differentiators that you've kind of got going today. So again, if you're just joining, I've kind of gone over and shown sort of the number one way that you can go ahead and break through on Amazon. I'm answering a Q&A right now. So all this different things we talked about. So the big things we talked about, that the only way to really sort of move forward on Amazon is to be focused on gaining attention in one of three ways. So we went over the three ways. One is it's all about creatives. One is the main image. The other is the image stack on the listing. And the last one was video ads and using them to project attention out into the wilds of Amazon. So that's one of the questions that I just had come up was how to do that. But what you're going to want to do here is with your creative, you're going to want to test, swap, improve, and set benchmarks for performance on your Amazon. So you got to find out what works, Then once you have what works, you're just going to beat it. You're going to move to the top 1% of all sellers on Amazon when you do this, because no one's doing that. I mean, it's really rarefied air up there that no one is doing that. So, any other final questions here? Yeah, thank you for that. I'm going to just want to make sure that I'm taking care of you here. Everything is covered. So I've got the link to the decoder in there. So that's available to you. I'm going to go ahead and get you the decoder link there, the Amazon bottleneck decoder. So here it is. I'm actually going to grab the link here and place it down into the chat, because I want to make sure you have it, because some of you are asking there, decoder. So here's the decoder. Oh, if I could spell correctly. D-E-R. Oh my gosh. D-E-R. E-R. There you go. All right. So there's the bottleneck decoder. That's where you can go to get that. That's the link for that. I would go ahead and make sure you grab that, because that'll help you if you're confused right now. I know a number of you are a little bit confused about how best to kind of get things going on Amazon. I know Amazon can feel tricky to where you're not getting the results you want. And yes, like feeling frustrated that Amazon's not delivering out the things that you want to have it deliver to you. You're putting yourself out there. You've done all the things. You're up on Amazon. It's the world's largest marketplace. You've got 70 million shoppers that'll be on Amazon today. Just today in the U.S. alone. That's just in the U.S. alone, not counting other countries. And so I know the EU's picking up steam, not quite as big as the US, and Italy's picking up some steam. We've got client in Italy, and all those products coming over to hear from everyone abroad. Gosh, trying to think of all the places. Yes. So can you sell on Amazon from other countries? Absolutely. We have clients from Australia, New Zealand, South America, Mexico. We've had them from Costa Rica. We've had them from EU, anywhere in the EU, Poland, Germany, France, Italy. Right now, we're kind of hitting hard in Amazon in Italy. So that's kind of a cool one. Seeing some great results right there as well too. And of course, Canada, United States, anywhere in the United States. So those are all great questions for that. But let me just kind of point you to that, back to that. If you get to the place where you're really sort of struggling with Amazon, kind of head this direction where we've been talking about, and using getting attention in specific ways out there. Because if you can do this right, it is really rarefied air up there. It's a place where not many competitors are at right now, and you can really move ahead. So again, any Q&A on anything Amazon, anything Q&A, I'm doing that right now on anything about getting attention on Amazon, breaking through. I'm glad to answer that for you as well. If I don't have anything else going on, I may end up wrapping this up, but I just thank you for spending a little time with me. Hopefully this was useful to you. Give me any feedback you have, any way that I can help to make these things a little bit better and a little bit more profitable for you. I'm here to help in any way that I can. All right. Have a great day, and I'll see you on our next live.